Hi, this is going to be a quick overview of how to take the conversions that we've already talked about and do a metric conversion. Now, the process is exactly the same. So the only thing we have to look at are some minor differences between when you look at the units of a normal problem and the units of a metric problem. We'll do a couple of examples and then we'll get you on your way. All right, so I started off here with the conversion sheet because I wanted to show you a couple things on it. For starters, if this is the first year you're looking at this, I just added this right here. In future years, hopefully it's already there, but you will see some metric conversions throughout the conversion sheet already, such as this one right here: meter to centimeter, meter to millimeter, millimeter to cubic centimeter. Actually, that one's not one. Liter to milliliter. Okay. The main thing that lets you know about whether or not it is a metric conversion are two things. One, if you know what the units are for metric conversions already, this would be meters, seconds, liters, grams, all of these, amperes. There's some common units that usually have them. Okay. Two, and probably the easier thing to spot though, is going to be the prefix, which is just a fancy way of saying the beginning part of the word. There's very particular prefixes. So like here, you see meter, and then meter is repeated over on the right side, the prefix of which, the first part of the word, is called the centi. Okay, and then here again, meter and meter, the prefix of the word is milli. There are 5 prefixes that I'm going to have you guys worry about, and you can find them here at the bottom right part. Okay, they are going to be mega, killa, centa, milla. Sorry, I said milla up here. Mega, milla, and micro. These letters to the right of here are the abbreviations, so you do not actually have to write all of it out. So, for example, instead of centimeter, I've lost my marker. There we are. Okay. Instead of oh my goodness, it's really zoomed in. Instead of centimeter, centa, the prefix, which would be C, meter would be M, and that's where we get CM. Or with millimeter, okay, prefix of that is a lowercase m, and that is M. Now, I say lowercase because you can tell, actually, if you go back to clicking the right thing, that these actually capital capital M and capital K are in fact bigger. Now, you'll notice over here on the left side that it says the word base. This is because for a metric conversion, the base can be different, and it's the same conversion. In other words, you'll notice here, 1 meter to 1,000 millimeters. The meter is the base word, and milla is the prefix. Now, if you come over here to volume, you'll see that 1 liter to milliliters, the base word changes. Okay, it's no longer meter, it's liter. But you'll notice that we still have that prefix of milla, and so it's still the same conversion, 1 to 1,000, 1 to 1,000. And then you can find that for any base right down here. Base is 1, the milla is 1,000. Okay, let's real quick remind ourselves. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, let's move this a bit here. Oh. Okay, so let's remind yourself of what the steps are real quick. 1, you write the number, the original number. Okay, 2, you do that fraction thing. 3, place units. 4, place conversion. 5, multiply top by bottom. Obviously, you don't have to rewrite this if you did this yesterday. And 6, answer plus units. We're following the same steps now. So let's say I had problems such as 206, okay, millimeters to how many meters is that going to be? Oops, I should actually, hold on a second. Let's write it all the way up. Oftentimes in a problem, you're going to see it say the full word. Again, I'm completely fine with you using the abbreviation. That's why they're there, to make our lives a little bit simpler. And again, like I said last time, you don't have to write out this. This is just me showing you how to do it. So first thing, write the original number, 206. How do I abbreviate this? Well, again, that's a lowercase m, and that's a lowercase m. If you forget that, of course, go to the just go to the conversion sheet, and that will tell you. Put my fraction, and just like yesterday, we place our units. Millimeters are on top. We don't want millimeters anymore, so they go on bottom. meters are what we're looking for, so that's just going to be, yeah, that's kind of confusing, a single m versus two little m's, but just like before, we look at our conversion and we see that actually we have the conversion right over here. 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. But we won't always have this conversion nice clean. We'll see an example of that here in just a second. So 1 meter, 1,000 millimeters. So 1 goes with meter, because that's what the conversion said, and 1,000 goes right down there. Just like before, multiply on top, divide bottom. Top we can kind of ignore because 206 times 1 is the same thing. Divided by 1,000 is going to be 0.206. And my units should just be meters. Okay, let's just do one more real quick. Now let's say I had something that I did not have a super nice conversion for on the page. Let me show you what I mean. So let's go 2.6 seconds to how many milliseconds is that? You might have heard of milliseconds before, a very small amount of time. Okay, so just like normal, we're going to write 7.2 seconds. The abbreviation for seconds, as you would imagine, is lowercase s. Let's go ahead and move me here for a second so that we can get that out of the way. Okay, put that fraction thing, put my units in, seconds is there, so seconds goes on bottom to cancel. And milliseconds, again, to abbreviate that, that's the, look at the prefix first, that's a lowercase m, and then we just put seconds. Now, when you go to look at the conversion, there we go, move me out of the way again. You'll notice that if you go over here to time, you don't see milliseconds. So what do you do in that case? Well, again, all metric conversions are the same. So what you do is you just come down here to the metric section. As a matter of fact, all of these conversions, you really shouldn't need to look up here. You can for a couple of cases like we've already talked about, but you really can just look for this right here. You have the base, the base, the base. Now, what does that mean? It just means what is the base word? In this case, the base word is seconds. So when it's by itself, that's its base. So we go, okay, milliseconds is still, the 1,000 goes with the milli, and the base gets the 1. So first look for the milli. Okay, milli is right here, so the 1,000 goes there, and the base gets 1. Move me up there now. Okay, so last step, or sorry, not last step, we placed our conversion, so multiply top, divide bottom, and you're going to end up with 7,200 milliseconds is your final answer. Now, I don't know if I said this yesterday. If I did, I'm repeating myself, and that's going to be just completely fine. A big temptation for a lot of people is to punch these into Google. I'll just tell you that if I don't see this work, if I don't see this work on your page, so this is one problem, this is two, so actually just this part is just, you would have to write, that's the problem itself. So if I don't see this work, I don't see this work. If you do 0 of the work, you're going to get 0 of the points. If you punch into Google and you just write the answers, I'm not going to give you points. So please make sure you do that work, and that's how to do metric conversions.